your boy DJ Akademiks and Young Thugger Motherfucker. Now, if you guys don't know who that is, that's Gangstalicious from the Boondocks, basically come to life. The non-animated version, we just call him Thuggerlicious. Now, he definitely dropped the Barter 6, and currently it's sitting number 1 atop the iTunes charts. We don't have official sales yet because it's only available for purchase today, but so far it's number 1. So when we have sales, we'll talk about sales. However, I'm going to talk about the quality of the project. And before I get into this, I got to say a couple things. Number 1, I am not a musical elitist, which means I don't only believe that real hip-hop could be good or appreciated. In fact, I think there's tons of different subgenres within hip-hop. And hip-hop is the culture that really makes it impossible to compare certain albums, right? You cannot compare a J. Cole, Forest Hill Drive to a Future Vandross project, or even a Migos No Labels 2, or even a Young Thuggerlicious project, or even a Chief Keef Finally Rich. You can't. To me, Cole's music falls under straight up rap, while these other guys are making harmonic, melodic, and demonic trap ballads. Now, overall, let's talk about Young Thug's project. To me, I think the same thing that makes Young Thug unique, it actually hurt him a little bit. The thing that he doesn't care, because he doesn't seem like he gives a fuck, okay? Now, it hurts him on this project because a lot of the effort that came across seemed very scatterbrained. I mean, there was some good moments and then there was some down moments. And there was just some moments you're like, okay, what is he talking about? Or what is the point? Now, with albums like this, I always encourage the listener, you gotta probably get intoxicated. Maybe you gotta sip some lean. Maybe you gotta smoke some weed. I know it's unconventional, but to get the fuckery that he's trying to put out, he was drugged up making it. Maybe you got to be drugged up while you listen to it. I'm just saying. Now, at times where he's not hypnotizing us with fucking incoherent screeching melodies like basically a goat being choked out, sometimes he seems uninterested, which is a little bit weird considering it's his first project and it's been so overhyped. To me, overall, it seems kind of rushed. We're kind of robbed of those big tracks he used to deliver from time to time, like a Stoner, a Danny Glover, even an About the Money, the hook, or the bridge. Those big chorus, those well-produced records. I mean, what we get is, of course, we get a couple of Lil Wayne subliminals, right? He says, pussy boy, I'll leave you dead and call it dedication. Haha, cool. I mean, we also get way too much Birdman. And this is just in my opinion, okay? Birdman to me is like a condiment, okay? He's like a condiment. It's like ketchup, hot sauce, and Birdman, all right? It could enhance the flavor of the food if you put just the right amount. Means no fucking rapping, just a little bit of shit talking on the end of the record fading out. On some bullshit. I like that. However, it could also ruin the whole goddamn thing if you put too much. I don't want to hear an 8-bar verse of Birdman rapping, let alone a 16. However, you'll find out this about the tape, right? You'll see Young Thug do what he does best. He'll switch up his flows and also switch the speed of his flows, which is something I like. He goes from very slow, laid back to speeding his flow up really quick. Now we're actually gonna go through the tape. Let's talk about each track by track, and I hope you guys check it out. There's a link in the description. You guys can stream it. Hey, go purchase it if you want. If you don't want to, get it how you can. We know how that works. Now, the first track on the entire tape, and we don't know if it's an album or a tape. It seems to be more like a tape, but it's also being sold. It's kind of just like what Drake's project is. We don't know if it's an album or a tape. Now, pretty much number 1, it starts off with Constantly Hating with Birdman. Now, as I said, I mentally prepared myself to hear Birdman all over this tape. I mean, Birdman, my history with him is that, listen, I accidentally memorized Birdman's lyrics from just being on Lil Wayne's song, and he's usually on the song of someone I really like, and you can't avoid it. It's only so many edits you could do. So yes, I prepare myself mentally to hear Birdman all over this shit. After all, Birdman is Young Thug's lover. Okay, so I checked it out, and I'm like, you know what, man, I'm not feeling it. The first track, fucking garbage, okay? It's not feeling the flow, weak intro, but I'm guessing he's trying to set up the aura. He's trying to set the aura for the album with the theme, because according to people, people keep hating on him. So that's why maybe the track is called Constantly Hating. Now, I'm not going to lie, the track is garbage. I'm not feeling it at all. Some people are, I'm not. Track number 2. Okay, that's called With That. It's actually supposed to be a solo track, second track on the tape. And for the first like 10 listens or so, I thought there was a feature on it. It sounds like it because it doesn't sound too much like Young Thug. The voice at times is lower. It's a little bit different, like the pitch is off. But apparently from what I'm told, it's all Young Thug. So I'm guessing they play with his voice in the studio. But to me, it's one of the best tracks on the goddamn album. Now, it makes up for the lackluster start to the album because toss that first track in the bushes. Listen, delete, okay? Control, Alt, delete. Number 2, though, with That, that's the name of the track. Really dope song. It really rides. I'm really fucking with it. Okay, so let's go into track 3. Track 3 is a song called Can't Tell. It features T.I. and Boosie Badass. Listen, it was an interesting song to say the very least. Number 1, it was interesting to hear Boosie and T.I. on a track that features a clear Lil Wayne diss. That's when he said, "Pussy boy, I'll leave you dead," and call it dedication. The obvious diss to Lil Wayne. Then we have T.I. and Boosie on that track. Usually diss tracks, rappers who are not involved in that beef, they try to stay far away. Now, it's also interesting because you have T.I. who sounds like the fourth Migo, or even Future at times. I'm looking like, huh? T.I., you okay, bruh? You co-signed Iggy, now you doing this? Come on, bruh. Come on, now you dressing like Russell Westbrook? I'm not feeling it. However, he did come back and he caught himself throughout the end of his verse and he kind of delivered a T.I. verse. Now, Boosie to me was a standout part of this track, and I was actually feeling the track overall. It's not a whack track at all. Boosie definitely did not disappoint, and also Young Thug did his thing. Track number 4, that's actually a track called Check. It's been on World Star, you guys know it. I mean, I like it. It's a top 5 track on the album. It's decent. Of course, the video kind of like, I was disturbed at the video with Birdman Sandusky without his shirt, gyrating and shit like that, and the Hooters. Okay, we'll just get past that. Decent track. Let's move past it. Number 5, we're talking about a track called Had It. I thought this was dope as well. I mean, to me, it was one of about 5 or 6 songs, though, that sounded like one long-ass, drawn-out song. You know, one of those Drake songs that got 2 songs in it, the beat just changes a little bit and he changes from rapping to singing. I mean, if Young Thug had a formula, this is the ingredients, this is like the necessary ingredient that's in there. This is a salt. This type of song is the salt. He has a million songs exactly like this. Now, I have no fucking idea who Young Dolph is, but whatever he was trying to do, underwhelming feature, okay? Now, number 6. This song is called Dream. And I thought it was a basic track. I mean, it was kind of lackluster. It's kind of like, Young Thug, man, you're like LeBron, or I won't even say that, but just in a trap ballad world, you're LeBron coming out of high school. We don't expect you to be doing layups. We expect you to be doing the shit that we don't hear often. We're expecting more. So when you come out with a bunch of layups, I'm getting a lot of layups. I'm looking for monster dunks or 3-pointers. So it was a basic track. It was cool, but I was expecting more. Remember, this is Young Thug, the guy who's there been so much hype around what could be a mixtape. The Barter 6. Okay. Now we're going to go on to track 7. Pretty much track 7 to me was a dope fucking track, which one of the more standout tracks on the whole project to me. I mean, it was harmonic, and it was right down Young Thugger's lane. It was kind of, it's a laid-back riding track if you're kind of just like cruising in the car. The feature sounded definitely like he was doing an audition for the Migos. I mean, it's kind of crazy how much he sounded like a Migo. But overall, the track was dope. I like this track. Like, as I said, the whole vibe of the album is kind of like laid back. It's not like just turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. Okay. Now, track 8. Actually, my favorite track on the whole album. It's called Halftime. I mean, again, he goes from rapping or harmonizing slowly to then speeding it up really quickly. He's like it's kind of bellowing. It sounds like somebody getting choked the fuck out. Sounds like a goat getting killed. It's like, then he raps a little fast. It's kind of cool. Okay, now Young Thug also clears up his sexuality. He says, no, I'm not gay. I fuck bitches on bitches. I whip out, she suck on my private. Now, this might actually be one of the first few songs I enjoy from Young Thug where he isn't saying something blatantly suspicious like, I'm smoking on penises. So I gotta give him credit. I'm not sure if he really means to say, oh, listen, I'm really not gay, or I'm not gay for this song. I don't know. But you guys can be the judge. But I really like the song. To me, probably about the best song on the entire project. Now, track 9, it's a song called Amazing. It features Jaquise, and it's a cool song. I mean, again, there's no type of subject matter, so if you're expecting some type of cohesive, like, yo, we're rapping about this, no, it's not going to happen. It's all over the place. But the melody and the hook actually really helps this track be a little bit tolerable, and I actually enjoy it. I enjoy this one. So we'll actually give that one a thumbs up. Now, track 10. It's a track called Knocked Off. It's featuring Birdman Sandusky. And as I said, man, Birdman is a condiment. If you put way too much on there, if you try to pour a little bit ketchup on it, if you put too much, it's going to fuck up the whole food. And even though Birdman Sandusky, and to be honest, he wasn't as bad as normal, but Birdman Sandusky, after you listen to his entire verse, you're left thinking, like, what the fuck did he rap about? You're like, wait, he rapped about bricks, bitches, GTV vodka, his car, which is a spider apparently. It looks like he was just rapping about everything down his last credit card bill statement. I don't know what he's doing. But okay, decent track, it's not whack though. As I said, we're getting a lot of decents, we got a couple of goods, and we had like 1 or 2 underwhelmings. Now, number 11, it's a track called OD, and I ain't gonna lie, man. Sounds like, or it feels like you gotta OD on drugs to get what the fuck he's talking about here. Can't stay on subject to save his life. I feel the beat didn't complement his vibe or the melody. I think he was more melodic than the beat. How is that possible? Come on, man. Like, Young Thug is over here hitting those damn melodies, and the beat's not keeping up. Now, he also sends a rest in peace to Mike Brown. It's a cool track. Cool track. As I said, you have to be in that ride-in, like, laid-back vibe to really enjoy this project at all, which it might require you drinking or even sipping some lean or even smoking. But if you get into the vibe, this track will be very cool to you. Now, number 12. It's a track called Numbers. It's actually cool. I mean, he's talking about he got all the ammo for all these pussy motherfuckers. And yes, I like this track. I mean, the beat didn't seem as thin as most of the other beats. That's one of my complaints. The beats on the album in general seems pretty thin. I mean, it felt like they needed more. And this particular song felt like it was missing a feature. But, I mean, it's decent. Again, we're going with decent. Now, and when I'm saying decent is that I expected more. I'm not saying, oh, it's just barely average. I think for what he was trying to do, it was good. But of course, I'm expecting those big tracks. Now, the last track on the album is a track called Just Might Be. I mean, I like when Young Thug raps fast, and he's kind of giving us a twisted version of rapping through a trap ballad. Interestingly enough, he kind of pays homage to Wayne. Also, there's a line, he's like, yo, feed me. And notoriously, like if you guys remember, Wayne said something like that or kind of used the same play of words on the We Taking Over freestyle, which is legendary. Or, I believe his verse on the remix. Now, I expected a little bit more from the outro, but I wasn't surprised I didn't get it. I mean, the intro didn't give us as much like a, hey, this is a introduction to me. It was more like a, okay, this is what it is. And that's why I really think that from start to end, it wasn't a cohesive body of work, which means they weren't all meant to be on the same project. They weren't all meant to be on the Barter 6. It was more like a cohesive vibe. Whatever that fit the type of vibe was just thrown on the goddamn album. None of the tracks really even referred to Barter 6 or even Carter 6 really. And I mean, this was like the first time he's putting out something on sale. So I expected more of a introduction, coming of age type of thing, which we didn't get. Now, I mean, listen, at some points, it felt like some songs, especially like Numbers, I felt like it was missing something. And when I said missing something, it's missing fucking Rich Homestead Quan. It sounded like a Rich Gang song to me. It's decent, just missing something. Now, as I said, the entire album is cool. I mean, it's not whack, but it's not what I expected. I really was expecting him to knock this out in the park. But of course, you got your joints on there. If I really had to give him a rating, and as I said, the rating, you can't compare the rating I give this album or mixtape to something I would give to a J. Cole, because obviously they're in two different basic subgenres to me. This is in the trap ballad genre. And I'm going to say, and I thought long and hard about this, I'm really going to give this a 3.9 out of 5. It's really almost a B. Matter of fact, it's kind of like a B minus minus. Some of the tracks, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I could tell I'm going to be bumping to it. I can't wait till I get drunk this weekend. I'm going to be kicking it to it. Right? Some tracks you can't really get into unless you're drunk or high. You got to be intoxicated. You got to get the feel. You got to get the mood. And then some tracks is kind of like, yo, it's not there. It's not there, but I see what you're trying to do. So he has a lot of growth, a lot of development to do. But overall, it's a 3.9 out of 5. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Get in the comment section. You guys give a review. If you did not check it out, just say I didn't check it out. Okay, you don't have to be like, yo, fuck it, it's trash. If you didn't listen, you didn't listen. If you listened and want to give a fair critique, go ahead in the comment section. Now, if you're just saying fuck Young Thug, just type fuck Young Thug, okay? But that's what it is. Look, Young Thug seems very unapologetic for everything he's done, and this continues in that realm, man. As I said, it's not really it doesn't seem like a project. It seemed like just a bunch of songs together. So what do you guys think? Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. It's your boy DJ Akademiks. I'm out.